Then,
James Diggs is here.
Awesome.
Am I here mentally?
So, the first thing on the agenda, obviously I'm not chair and vice chairman, we don't have anybody, so I'm just kind of filling in tonight, y'all. Okay?
Yeah, so since, just as a reminder, since Joe left, he'd been the chair, and then Don is the vice chair, so he moved up to chair in Joe's absence, and so we need to backfill that vice chair position, and since Don is not here tonight, we have, nobody in charge.
So we'll get through the minutes and then we'll elect somebody.
Yeah.
All right,
sounds good to me.
so the minutes from
Should've
April 3rd
negotiated.
are attached to the packet. Hopefully you've all had an opportunity to read through those. Any questions, comments, corrections,
No.
None.
None.
motion?
None?
I move that the minutes are approved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passed. No old business, so new business is election of a vice chairman. Any
So,
discussion?
Yeah,
Yes.
generally, if anybody wants to volunteer, that's the preferable way to go. Vice chair is really nothing to do unless the chairperson is gone. There's no extra work. Or if anybody wants to nominate in the absence of anybody volunteering.
I'll volunteer if no one else is.
Perfect.
I second that.
Quickly, let's vote.
Yes.
Before he changes his mind.
Wait, can I negotiate? This doesn't seem like a
Too
negotiation.
late.
It's truly no extra work.
She sold me with the no extra
Yes.
work,
All
so
right.
I'm a government employee.
Yeah, you get a
so
title, but no extra work. So
Okay.
it's, yeah.
All those in
That's-
favor?
My dream.
Aye. And you can come sit here,
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, the pay doesn't go up, but you know,
but you can sit in the middle.
yeah.
She's like, I want out
Gave
of this
this a
chair
quick,
now.
yeah.
Or if you're plugged in and don't wanna move your stuff, or, okay.
uh,
Oh,
this
that's
is all for
corporate-
show.
that's corporate
It's not even
stuff.
real.
Okay.
It's all for show.
It's play school.
Okay.
He's drinking liquid death.
Liquid
so,
death.
I mean, I won't make any
Anybody
burn.
knows the CPR?
Kathy,
Thank you.
we'll switch you up.
We can do.
I would hope you do.
Does that, I do.
Got scrubs on.
Does that have 200 milligrams of caffeine?
It has no caffeine. It's
Oh,
just, it's just water.
Really? Oh, okay. Oh, good.
It's just mountain water.
Oh,
Yes, it's in my purse, thank you.
It's just a marketing.
It
ploy,
is.
Yeah.
They
It's
they
just
do
water.
they do.
Kids will love it.
That's
They
not an
do
energy drink.
absolutely. Just water.
Just
Yeah, we thought you were
It's-
ready to caffeine.
Okay.
Okay.
It looks like more than that.
Oh, I'm
Chairman
just
Bryan.
doing something tonight.
There you go.
I didn't even know.
They don't pay me, but I drink. New business, or the second item, right? Is that what we're moving into?
Yep, so on to number 2 on the
On-
agenda.
On to number 2. I had the agenda.
There you go.
So this is 500 and 502 Pawnee. This is, do I read the whole thing? I forget how Joe.
No, usually you'll just read the subject, what it is, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Public hearing for 2023-15 SUP 500 and 502 Pawnee. Applicant is requesting a special use permit to allow for a two-family dwelling in the R16 zoning district, high-density, single-family residential district. Two-family dwellings are allowed in this R16 zoning district with the approval of a special use permit. So,
Okay,
Did-
so, yep, and so then, yeah.
Discussion now, I
Step,
think.
Yep, so, as you said, this is a request for a special use permit to allow a two-family dwelling, in the R16 zoning district at 500 and 502 Pawnee Street. They are allowed in the R16 zoning district with a special use permit. This is an existing duplex, as is the next item on the agenda, that is, submitted by the same applicant. It's just across the street, we'll get to that one. So, just kind of in general, what we've run into lately, the last few years, lending institutions seem to have changed their practices a little bit and are not wanting to lend on properties that are considered non-conforming by whatever local zoning code is. So what that would mean is if a property could not be rebuilt as is, if it were destroyed by fire, they do not want to lend on it. So even though this is an existing duplex, it's considered non-conforming since it's a single-family zoning district and there's no existing special use permit on it. So the owner is just trying to prepare his properties, kind of preemptively get them ready for sale so that it's not an issue once they are ready to be sold and under contract. So that's kind of where we're at with both of these. So nothing changes with this. It's an existing duplex. There's no additions or changes. Again, the special use permit is just to get it into conformance, and having a special use permit does that. So it's on the corner of 5th and Pawnee, right across from the school up there. And again, I'll go ahead and just kind of talk about the second one on here since it's the same owner and it's sort of the same item. So the first one is again just on the very northwest corner, and then the second one that's on the agenda is 507 and 509 Pawnee, which is just across the street on the south side. Again, it's another existing duplex owned by the same individual. So we did send out notifications to property owners within 200 feet as is required by state statute. Did not receive any complaints or questions regarding either of these. If you had looked through the packet and saw the letter in here from the owner just sort of explaining what he's doing, you probably noticed there were 5 different properties located on that. So after we got into this, he was initially going to do it on 5 of his properties. We realized that 3 of those properties are in our North Neighborhood Overlay District, which allows 2-family dwellings by right. So those are already in conformance, and he did not need those special use permits on those. Those are on the east side of 4th Street, covered by a little bit different zoning regulations. So those are already in conformance. Ended up not needing the special use permit on those, so that's why we just have the 2, even though there are 5 in his letter. So Mr. Curry is here, I believe. If you have any questions about this one or the next one, I can answer those for you, or Mr. Curry can as well.
All right, yes, Mr. Curry, can you come on up? Do you have anything that you'd like to add to what we have here? Come up to the,
I think we will present it, so don't need to be prolonged.
yes, sir.
I've been up here all day.
Yes, sir. All right, any discussion from commissioners?
I have nothing to add.
Nope. And just as an order of business, I'd have you open the public hearing,
Oh.
and then seeing no one, close the public hearing, so.
Okay, so we'll open the public
Yes.
hearing. Nothing further,
Yep.
close the public
Yep, close
hearing.
public- Yep,
Okay, now discussion, comments, no comments, okay.
yep, and then so just
How
discussion.
do we get here? I mean, those properties have been duplexes for a while.
Yep, so,
30 years.
Yeah.
yeah, so honestly, I don't know, we looked back, in our records, I couldn't find a record of when exactly it was built. So I can't speak for how the city permitted things previously or what, zoning might have allowed. There's these nonconformities all over town, especially in the northern
So-
half of the city.
I talked about it earlier. Is there a proactive approach that the city that we could do to find these properties and just go ahead and go through the process if the owners want that to go through, so they don't have to come through this process? Like if somebody's trying to sell quickly or whatever, this is a pretty daunting task to go through.
Yeah, so there's really not an easy way to do that. I mean, technically we could, we've talked about it a little bit internally. It's nothing that we really want to, do sort of a blanket zoning change or anything. It's zoned single family. The intent is for single family homes. With these existing ones, probably the more feasible option would be, looking at some sort of, like no fee structure or something for, owners to bring certain things into compliance. I'm not sure. We haven't really gotten to that point internally, but we've just the last couple of years, we've started seeing more and more of these come through just again, since banks have changed their lending practices. I don't know exactly what happened, but it used to not be a problem lending on properties that were considered non-conforming. Now something has kind of changed and it is. And so, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the solution is to it, but that's certainly a discussion that we can have and see if there's something we could do to kind of help out property owners that have these.
What would be who would be the responsible entity to get that started or having just the discussion about what we could do to move forward. I'm sure that has to go through the city commission
I have something to add, don't we,
Yes.
on the preservation, I know we're doing the survey for the historical, but some of that's gonna play into this and we're gonna find that out,
Yeah.
right? It's gonna overlap.
So that's the survey is more the downtown areas. So
Right.
these are, like, what we're talking about are more the residential
Alexander.
areas that aren't the historic districts. I mean, we have records, you know, for like our stormwater fees, we know which properties are two-family properties. And so we could kind of figure out where those are, and so then that would be sort of a staff level thing, you know, to kind of map that out, take a look at how many we have. That'd be kind of the first step, figuring out how many of
Yes.
these are there. You know, anecdotally, we know that there's a good number of them, but I couldn't tell you the number. So that would kind of be the first step, and then, you know, talk with the city manager, see if the city commission wants to sort of take that step, and then if that's something that the city commission would wanna do, then, kind of come back and talk with the planning commission probably, since it does turn into a land use and zoning issue, and kind of figure out what the best route would be.
Okay, because I just know, sitting on this commission, I think that's the most frequent agenda item
Yeah, it's become
that we've
so,
had.
Yeah, so that's certainly something that we can start taking a look at.
I think the public has a comment. I don't know if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, oh, sure, yeah, Mister, if you
Recognize
wanna say something, I
Kurt.
just have you come up to the podium,
Oh, okay.
so we can record you for the minutes.
Please.
Quentin Curry, owner of 500 Pawnee and 507 Pawnee. I was sort of blindsided by this issue when I tried to close on 500 Pawnee. I had it sold, VA loan, somebody from the post is gonna buy it, stay on one side and rent the other side. And the appraiser found out, because I thought I was legal. I mean, I was legal when I was going in, met all this, because I was my own general contractor, met all the requirements from the city to do that. And then all of a sudden, blindsided by this zoning. Now, I think maybe the hotel, when it went in up there, something happened differently, you know, with it, maybe with the zoning and stuff. But, you know, I didn't get the newsletter or anything, so just wanted to point that out.
And then what happened with the cell?
Uh,
You had it
the
under,
guy backed out of it.
The guy
VA
backed out.
loan and
so it's,
Heather with Armed Forces Bank wrote a letter and said they hit a snag and that they couldn't go through with it. Well, he wouldn't go through with it because if it's destroyed, then it wouldn't go back as a duplex. It would go back as a commercial property, maybe a single building. And those lots are so small
sure.
that, you know, you couldn't put a Burger King or anything on it.
Yeah.
So.
So it really impacted your ability to,
Right now, I got to wait till you guys okay it for me
Yep.
to go back on the market with, so.
how long ago was that, sir?
That was back in May, and, yeah, as I told you, I'm 77 years old, it's time for me to start doing
Yes, sir.
something different, so,
Because you were, and I want to put on the record that I drove past these properties. These are very nice properties, nice looking properties. You've taken nice care of them, and you were out today at 77 trimming the grass. So
Yeah.
yes,
have to keep it looking sharp.
and we appreciate that as citizens. Okay.
Yeah, and so just, you know, again, for the record, the city's not requiring any of this. Any of these non-conforming properties are allowed to continue and exist. They can remodel and update and all of that. It's really just the banks are starting to change their practices, and that's where property owners are running into the issues.
If we can just have you guys take a look at what could be possible
Yep, absolutely.
preemptively, because I mean, losing a sale
Sure.
like that, in this process taking 3 months.
Yeah. Yep, so, we can start taking a look at that.
All right, so can we vote on both, or do we have to separate?
Vote on them one at a time, so yeah, call for a vote on the 2023-15, and then we can move on to the next.
All right, so I'll take a motion.
I'll do a motion based upon findings as stated and conditions as presented to recommend approval to the city commission with included conditions for 507 Pawnee.
Or, no, the first one is 500 and 502 Pawnee.
500.
Oh, 500,
Yep,
And
I'll start with the-
All right. so
correction.
We have a motion to recommend approval of the special use permit for 500 and 502 Pawnee.
I second it.
We have a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? It's official.
Okay.
Next, we
Yep,
have
and then you can
the,
ask for a motion on the 507 and 509.
okay. This appears to be the same.
Yeah,
Similar.
I move we approve a special use permit for 507 and 509 Pawnee.
I second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's approved as well. Moving on to other business, or do we close the public?
Nope, we'd already closed the public hearing,
Oh, yeah,
don't need to, do anything else. We have no other business, do we have an August meeting? Okay.
No, that's BZA.
Yep, we don't have anything for August, so you got next month
Best of
off.
luck, sir.
Yep, thank you, Mr.
Yeah, I know. Likewise.
So, so thank you, Brian, for stepping
Yeah.
into the vice chair role. Hopefully
There you
Dawn
go.
will be at our next
Well
meeting,
done.
won't have to do anything. And we have nothing else and we will see you at the next meeting.
And no meeting for August, right? 'Cause I'll
No
be out of
meeting,
town.
no meeting for August.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
I know, right? Then who's gonna fill in?
I'm never
You
coming
are.
back.
Yeah. Oh, if you just wanna close the meeting.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.